Well, in other news now, the military advisor in the Office of Military Affairs at the United Nations Department of Peace Operations, General Birame Diop, and the force commander of the United Nations Interim Security Force in Abyei, South Sudan, Major General Olufemi Soya, have visited the Nigerian contingent to the mission. In a statement by the contingent commander, Colonel Etete Nkiriwem, said the mission was to assess the operational readiness of the troops. Contingent commander briefed the visiting senior officers of the successes recorded since it was deployed, especially civil-military cooperation meant to win the hearts and minds of the local populace in Abyei. Well, he also assured them of the commitment to ensuring international peace and security through its peacekeeping efforts. Now, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, has charged federal housing agencies to focus on new innovations in bridging the housing deficit in the country. And this was contained in an address by the minister during a multi-agency meeting at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja. Our correspondent Habida Lawal reports.
The absence of reliable data has continued to cause a significant obstacle to effective planning, budgeting and investment in the housing sector. Industry experts have provided varying estimates of Nigeria's housing deficit over the years, ranging from 17 million to 28 million units, all without substantiated evidence. This meeting of agency heads in the housing sector has become necessary in ensuring that they work with a clear understanding of what is needed to provide access to decent and affordable housing for Nigerians.
So clearly our problem is not the lack of institutions. We have them all, but as we speak, we must all be humbled by how little these agencies have collectively and individually done to address the housing problems in the country.
The Land Use Act, Establishment Acts of the Federal Housing Authority, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, the obsolete provisions of the National Housing Fund Act, the rising inflation rate, lack of government capital interventions, and other gaps in the value chain are some of the challenges confronting the sector.
The entire tightening, we have done this in the securities instruments, where your share certificate is going to be materialized completely with the central security clearance systems. So we are partnering with the CSCS on a project that will also potentially dematerialize tightening documents.
Our own title document stops at issuance of that letter of application and the payments. And when you now want to change, you come for consent documentation.
At the end of the meeting, they agreed to deepen collaboration for better implementation of the renewed hope agenda for housing. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.